Story name: Whispers Beneath the Lake. The story began 50 years ago, before the forest grew dense, before the roads disappeared into moss and fog. Maplewood was a lively logging town. The lake that sat at its heart was once called the Blessing. Locals believed it kept their crops green and their children safe. But everything changed in the summer of 1974. A family of 5, the Millers, went camping by the lake for a weekend picnic. They never returned. Their tent was found torn apart, belongings scattered, and the water looked darker than it ever had. Divers searched for days, but found nothing. No bodies, no traces. After that, one by one, the locals began to leave, and those who stayed claimed to hear the lake whispering at night. Evelyn Brooks wasn't afraid of legends. At 29, she had faced real horrors, crime scenes, war zones, the things that bleed. After her newspaper shut down, she needed something to reignite her fading career. Her editor at the small digital magazine Truth Crawler gave her a lead. There's a town in New Hampshire. People say the lake eats voices. I want you to find out what's really going on. She laughed. A lake that eats voices? That's ridiculous. Her boss leaned in. Ridiculous stories go viral. That was all she needed to hear. Evelyn drove 6 hours from Boston through miles of empty highway. The GPS lost signal halfway through the forest, leaving her surrounded by endless trees and a silence that felt unnatural. When she finally reached Maplewood, it was nearly dusk. The town was barely alive. A gas station, an old church, and a diner with a flickering neon sign that read, "Open, sometimes." Inside the diner, she met the first local, a woman in her 50s named Martha. When Evelyn mentioned the lake, Martha's face turned pale. "Don't go there at night. It doesn't like new voices." She chuckled. "Who's it?" Martha only shook her head. "You'll see. Everyone does." Just before sunset, Evelyn reached the lake. The water stretched like black glass, perfectly still. At the edge stood a shack with a crooked sign that read, "Pier Access, Harris." An old man emerged as if he'd been waiting. "You shouldn't be here after dark," he croaked. "I'm the caretaker." "Harris, been here 40 years. His eyes were milky white, like fog trapped in glass. She asked about the disappearances. He sighed. "People come here to listen, then they don't leave. The lake, it remembers voices. Once it knows yours, it'll call you back again and again." "Come on," Evelyn said. "You don't really believe that." He looked past her toward the black water. "Belief's got nothing to do with it." Evelyn set up her tent near the edge of the lake, facing the moonlit surface. She filmed a video log. Night 1. Locals claim the lake whispers your name. No signs of paranormal activity so far, just silence and mosquitoes. Hours passed, nothing happened. At 2:11 a.m., her recorder picked up a faint sound. At first it was static, then a voice. Soft, female. "Evelyn." Her heart froze. She turned off the recorder. The whisper didn't stop. "Evelyn." She ran out of the tent with her flashlight. The lake was calm, perfectly smooth, except for a single ripple moving toward her feet. She scanned the water. Nothing, but she swore she saw a reflection that wasn't hers. A pale woman smiling from beneath the surface. The next morning, Evelyn went back to the diner, shaken but curious. She asked Martha about the reflection. Martha hesitated. "There was a girl years ago, Clara Miller, the youngest of the family that vanished. Folks say she was the first voice the lake ever took." Evelyn's blood ran cold. "What do you mean, took?" Martha leaned close. "She was born deaf, but on the night they disappeared, her mother swore she heard her daughter whisper, 'Come play with me,' right before she drowned." Determined to uncover the truth, Evelyn interviewed Harris again. He told her about the old mining tunnels that once ran beneath the lake. "They drilled too deep back in the 1800s, opened something that wasn't meant to breathe our air." That night, Evelyn used a borrowed drone to scan the lake center. The sonar feed showed an impossible shape below, a hollow cavity moving like a lung. Her heart pounded. "No way!" Suddenly, her drone camera caught something, a hand, pale and skeletal, reaching up from beneath the waves. Then the feed went black. Evelyn refused to leave. She set up another recorder and waited, her nerves raw. Around 3 a.m., fog rolled in, thick and heavy. Then came the whisper again, louder this time. "Evelyn, come closer." She covered her ears, trembling, but the whisper wasn't coming from outside. It was inside her mind. She stumbled toward the water, as if pulled by invisible hands. The surface began to churn, revealing faint outlines, faces, dozens of them, all pale, distorted, eyes open wide, mouths silently moving. Then she heard multiple voices overlapping. "Join us! We miss the air! We miss the light!" A woman's face surfaced. It was Clara Miller. Her lips moved slowly. "Please, let us breathe again." The water erupted. Days later, hikers found Evelyn's tent abandoned. Her camera was floating near the shore. The last file contained 10 minutes of footage. It showed her standing ankle-deep in the water, whispering softly, "They just want to be heard. They're not angry, they're lonely." Then her eyes turned upward. She smiled faintly and walked deeper, step by step, until the water covered her head. The camera dropped to the ground, still recording the ripples. In the reflection, hundreds of faces appeared, including hers. Police ruled it as a drowning. Locals knew better. Now, every full moon, if you stand by Maplewood Lake, you'll hear her voice mixed with the others, calm, gentle, familiar, whispering from the depths. "Come join us. The silence is beautiful here." And if you answer, the lake will remember your voice next.
If you survived this story, give it a like and subscribe to Voices of the Dead so you never miss the next haunting.